Hello, my friends. It's been a while since I've done a video, and even more of a while, excuse me, since I've done a budget video. So today we're gonna look at some budget decks and the original decks that they were based off of, and they're both gonna be Finnish allied mid-range decks, because Finland right now actually has the most busted, broken mid-range support cards that are also budget cards at the moment. France is obviously really strong with a French ally with Samoa and the block, but those are specials. So let's take a look at the first deck, and it's going to be a lot of Shermans. It's going to be Sherman with Finnish ally. So, we got the traditional Sherman package with low cost blitz US units to help take the front line and then draw with M4 Sherman. And of course we got the Calliopes too. Those are a really solid tool for mid-range decks. Helps you trade out the board against aggro, and you can get some ping damage in against slower decks. So pretty straightforward. And this one is actually probably a little bit more budget friendly, although both decks are pretty budget friendly. If we look at the budget version of this deck, you can see I've included Strat Bombing because I believe this is a free card you get at like level 7 or something in the US nation progression system. If not, then please do correct me. I don't know which card you guys are getting for free these days. Um, but yeah, it's like mostly the same. We just lost the Hellcat and the for freedom, so just made up for it by putting some more mid-range units. Second deck is going to be Japan Finland Shock, and you can see the core package. We're gonna have very cheap cards to craft. A lot of them are the lowest rarity. For our one drops, we got the Type 92 JU, Ju, 58th Infantry. We've got the Duty Bounds to buff up our shock units, and Duty Bound is particularly good with unit types, with the bomber unit type, so we got some bombers. Um, yeah, we're making use of the shock synergy to help fight for the board against more aggressive decks, and help get rid of guards against more slower decks, more control-y decks. I think both the decks are pretty good right now. I think maybe Ligma, as it's called here, is a bit better. And taking a look at the budget version of this one, I think I've just subbed in some fighters. I have like one copy of a bunch of fighters and Shinodo. So I haven't actually tested this deck too much, so we're gonna see like how it plays. Maybe we'll make a modification. And I think command failure is actually pretty good right now. Like it can get rid of guards, not a bad card against some of the Brit Air that I've been seeing a resurgence in. Um, it's also good. It's also like an answer to Samoa, which is very nice. So yeah, let's go ahead and start. Queue up. We are in FM already. And also we got the Monty portrait, which costed 290 diamonds. Was it worth it? I don't know, man. I don't know. Monty does look very smug in his photo, but it doesn't make too much sense to be playing Jagro with a Monty portrait, but here we are. Against Japan, we're gonna mulligan. Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter. You always just mulligan for one drops, basically. This is not ideal, this hand. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's just cash in on the duty bound value right now for a value trade. Gonna keep that in the support line because it's quite likely you can trade it out. It's a bit awkward. Let's hope we don't draw an expensive card. Okay, that also might be a bit awkward, I can't even lie. We could like, oh, is it worth greeting out and not trading? I think it is because it forces the trade. If he has a buff for this, it's kind of bad. But it's looking like the only way I get expansion value is um if this guy survives. Otherwise, I'd need a top deck a Japanese blitz unit next turn. If he does take the front line, it's gonna be kind of bad. Okay, perfect. That works. And honestly, we could go like command failure into. Yeah, I think I'm looking at command failure. This guy, the signal, into trade out this. We have two blitz shock units to help retake the front line. Might have been a little greedy though. It's looking kind of greedy. Alright, we're definitely playing this guy. Hien. Not exactly what I want to see. That is probably getting discarded next turn. Probably. This budget deck is actually heavier, I think, than the original. It's really not ideal. Losing the Hien, but there's not really an option at the moment. So this trade is definitely happening. The question is what I do after. I'm not pushing this up. I could Lotus Fard. Doesn't accomplish too much. I think I'd rather get a unit down. Unit is bad into OTA. Let's get the Lotus Fard. I think I maybe should play the unit because this is really still really bad into OTA. Like if I was gonna lose to on the ascent anyways, then yeah. I probably should have played the Type 92. Alright, let's see what we get off of this. Not bad, but also not particularly useful at the moment. I am probably gonna go Let's see here. Yeah, probably something like along this line. I'm not keen on pushing this up, but I think I have to. I'm scared of Winter Regiment here, but I think I take too much damage if 35T. If he doesn't have Winter Regiment, it's quite bad to not be taking the front line here. Hmm. That's odd. Well, this guy's getting discarded, so we're just gonna go ahead and play him. Um, we're probably just gonna go all face here. Okay, these guys are definitely going face. That's actually weird that he made that trade, so now I can't command failure this guy. Honestly, you know what? I'm tempted to just say take liberty. It's gonna be annoying that he gets a trade from this, but I don't really think we make this trade. That does not feel right. Oh, I made the most classic blunder that you can make in cards. I completely zoned out there. That's my bad. Uh, Probably don't play this. We're not gonna talk about that. I think the last time I did that, I was at rank 15. So the reason I didn't play this is because if he played Duster Measures, then I would just use this to trade out the front line so that my tanks can go face. I think this should be lethal. 6 credits to operate all the tanks. Yeah. Just barely, I think. I could do it 2 ways, I guess. This way preserves more. So, there you have it. Made the classic Jagro blunder of expansion with no Japanese units in the front line, and we still beat what looks like a meta Jagro list. Could go ahead and quickly use the convenient deck stealing feature to look at what our opponent was playing. Man, he has so many elite cards. However, will I win? Man, this is so unfair. I'm playing a budget deck against all the elites and specials that are OP. And guess what, guys? We still won with budget Ligma. Now, I'm not saying like this deck is like a crazy meta breaker, but you know, as you can see there, still good enough to pull off a win despite misplaying a little bit. We're playing versus Todd. Yeah, this is a hard mulligan for one drops. I'm considering keeping the Fiat, but Fiat is really slow versus Jagro. We want like these cards. Exactly. Gonna play the one that doesn't have Blitz. General rule of thumb, you play units that don't have Blitz. Also, we get the Blitz shock value. Yeah, this is pretty solid. Um, yeah. Next turn might be awkward if he is able to hit face with this guy. I'm probably looking at a Sturmy here. So this is likely the Japan-Soviet covert deck that Radish brought to the expansion tournament. This is, yeah, I mean, this is just gonna have to be a Sturmy, right? If I remember correctly, this could have a couple of different, this could be a couple different units. It's the Kawanishi. Okay, that's fine. Whoa, that's not fine. That is not fine. Hmm. Well, it looks like we're taking a lot of damage, and this game is probably a wrap, but let's see. Am I gonna keep the shock? Hmm. Maybe I should have used the shock. There's a good chance it doesn't matter. Alright, 1-1. Let us queue up again. A lot of Jagger today. Okay, we got a change of pace. Germany is kind of like two decks right now. Finland, discard, and France. I'm really tempted to keep Raiding Brigade. It's like, it's really good versus France, but I don't think it's right if I don't have a one drop. Open? I didn't know you were allowed to play that deck. I should probably just trade right away. Actually, you know what? I could have considered. It might have been better to just move this up and attack without using. Hmm. Well, that's awkward. The guy, it's floating a lot of credits. If I just move up and then trade too, seems really bad. Oh, why is it a Heian again? I guess to be fair, like this list has more heavier cards, but come on, man, why is it the Heian again? I actually don't know if this is a correct trade. It might not be. It might be a bad trade. Still managed to get his. I'm kind of wary about. Oh man, I don't think it's right to put it on this because he could easily have removal for it. I think I played this kind of bad. He has rake research anyways. I think I didn't maximize my damage properly. Um, in the early game. I should have probably just went face more. Get Bergs, Jaeger. Ooh, got the mountain offensive. Well, this ain't looking too good. Breakthrough too, damn. Yeah, sadly, I think I misplayed. I forgot how you're supposed to play against Alpine. Just go face. Don't overthink it. Just go face. Was my bet. Do do do. Not a bad start versus Japan. Do 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 do. Hmm. This is probably a push-up turn. He could answer with his own 58th. That would leave one of these guys alive. Yokosuka. Does he have something else? So I'm definitely playing this guy. Question is, what do I do after? I could push up duty bound. I could a lot of stride right now. This line plays around on the ascent. Could I get some card draw, please? I do believe that there are 9 cards that draw cards in my deck. Could maybe hold that back and then like nah. I mean if I hold it back it's probably not gonna change much. There are in fact 4 expansions. 4/3 Finnish dudes that draw a card, and 1 take liberty. But alas, it seems that that will not be happening. Oh man, I'm tempted to go face. If I go face... The problem is this deck doesn't have Desperate Measures or An to finish off an opponent. So I have to make the trade. Well, I guess no, that's not true. That's why I put Hien in the deck. What is this? Excuse me? Cockera's sword in Jagro? Okay. Well, I don't know. Maybe he's playing some sort of hybrid deck. Oh, he has An. That's not fair. I don't have any specials or elites. These games have been pretty quick, so I'll do one more. Do one more with this, and then I'm gonna play the Sherman deck. So I'd say I think the non-budget version of Japan Finland Shock is probably a little bit better, bit stronger in the meta right now. The Sherman deck is a little worse into most matchups, like just a little, but it is better into Soviet control because it can just put a lot of stats on the board. Raiding Brigade is pretty good here, I think. If we're going second, we just hope to find a 1-drop. Maybe I should not hope. Hope is an illusion. I don't know if it's Mathematically speaking, it might be wrong. Oh, we're against the high roll deck too. That ain't good. That's something. We we almost certainly play that out. There is some consideration of saving that so that we can duty bound, but like not really. Whoa, Imperial Order too. Damn. Getting Imperial Ordered here. Do 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 do. Oh, well, this is kind of a case of um, going second against a high roll deck. Could have mulliganed a little harder for one drops, but I probably wasn't gonna keep the Fiat. Do do do. All right, let's move on to the Sherman deck. Whoa, that sounds like a swear word in Russian. Japan again, man. Is this like early season? Is it because it's early season that I am well, I guess we don't know if he's Jago yet. It's like a 90% chance that he is, but technically don't know yet. Sturmy. It's probably fine either way. Maybe it's a little better to send back the Sturmy, but got my one drop. All's good. All's clear. Okay. 1 for 1. Yeah, maybe it's a bit better to send it out. If I get the tempo to play Sturmy, it's really good though. Hago. Oh. Hago is certainly an interesting card. What the heck? He's playing self-damage. My goodness, he is playing self-damage. So we're gonna have to M10 this. Type 95 Hago. Now that is not a card that you see too often. Okay. Alright. That's certainly an interesting first game of this deck. Germany. Kind of like this. Not going to be too greedy with the mulligan. Ooh, Japan. That certainly makes it a bit more awkward. I think I'm still playing these out though. I'd probably just make him trade. Hmm. A bit annoying. If I stir me next turn doesn't look too great. I could full trade, but I think I I want him to delay get receiving the cards that he's gonna get from Recon and Jaeger Regiment. I'm gonna suppress that without drawing a card. That's fine. How's this gonna play out? Hmm. Uh, I can deny him to make him pay if he wants two more cards. He gets an extra card though if he takes the 1k trade. Hmm. Yeah, I do think there isn't too much point in taking the front line though. We got a good weekend do it, so let's preserve our units in the support line. They also have 0 op cost, so they can get to the front line and attack for free. Next turn, gonna try to hold back so that I can get max value out of we can do it. I wonder if we have to play around crossfire. It's like pretty much every German deck is playing crossfire now, even aggro decks. I just like played in an iron tournament against a combined arms with crossfire, but the we can do it should help a lot in that regard. I take the front line now. Yeah. Let us deny any draws from The 2-1 German dude. I feel like we're in a pretty good spot. He's Japan ally, but he didn't have a super aggressive start, which is good. Gave us time to stabilize. Okay. It's a pretty clear Calliope turn then. So this is gun face, this is gun face. The question is, do I care about that? That's gun face. Sure, let's trade that out. I think his only way back into the game would be crossfire, like some sort of suppression crossfire, so let's not let him draw with suppression. And we are going to value 2 damage to his HQ over 1 HP on the Greyhound. So keep in mind, guys, when you watch my video, or really any video on cards, the decks you see being played, it's a small sample size. So if I go like 100% win rate, or if I go like 40% win rate, it doesn't mean like that much. Because it is going to be a small sample size. Even like 10 games is a fairly small sample size, and I've done like maybe 5 games of the Japan deck. This is just like, it's just to give a general feel for the deck, and so that you can watch some games being played. So don't take too much stock into like what the win rate of the deck is by the end of the video. I think both these decks are pretty strong. I haven't tested the budget version too much, but I think it should be fine because the core of both the decks are fairly budget friendly. So maybe I hold the front line because I want to play Calliope without his units. Mm. 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 If he takes 3 damage with the 845th, then I got a good Calliope target. No attack, interesting. That's fair enough. That's a fair play. In that case, so I have to be worried about something wonky happening. And by wonky, I mean like the Fiat coming down with Claim the Skies on Calliope. He's played 2 of these 2 early drops. If he has Fiat and Claim the Skies, that would be a little redonkulous, if I do say so myself. Be just a little bit redonkulous. Now that's annoying. Well, I mean, we could we could double Lotus Fard, but I don't think that's worth it. We're just gonna take this single Lotus Fard, I think. Which attacks do I make? I think I make. Well, this is definitely going here. No, this is definitely going there. Um, I'm gonna value. No, that's not true. I don't value the Greyhound more because I have another one drop. Uh, I have another one drop to activate the Sherman. It's quite low tempo if he wants to do that again. I'm gonna be fine with that. Sturmy is more aggressive, and we're still guaranteed the Sherman draw, so I'm gonna play more aggressive. Oh, I wasn't supposed to play that because you get Depths of Winter now. It's a little bit of an autopilot, but all good. Another Lotus Forward, cool, cool. There's no reason to commit more to the board, I think. You could have a strat focus. No strat focus? Oh, claim this guy's. Claim this guy's on that. Interesting. So I think if you had the only reason to play we can do it is strat focus. But if you had it, you would have played it last turn. So instead, I want to get the damage in with a Sherman, and I don't think I commit more to the board. Maybe I could make this trade. Yeah, you know what? It's probably better to make this trade. It was probably better to make that trade. Oh well. So you did have the Depths of Winter. This is kind of awkward because I don't really know if I want. Um. Okay. I don't really know if I want 1/4s in my front line, to be honest, because I actually want to have units. But I mean, I probably have an opportunity to trade them out. Okay, so there's the Depths of Winter. Looking for our Shermans. We have 4 Shermans plus the 4/3 Finnish dude that has Shock Blitz and draws you a card. That's kind of broken. And we also have the 4K 4/4 dude that buffs our Shermans. What is that guy called? 60-second armored infantry. So you have to play around with your Calliopes carefully because this will prevent you from getting an M4 Sherman. Sometimes you do want the M4 Sherman for draw instead of giving Calliope +2/+2. But I mean, given an artillery +2/+2 is by no means a bad effect. So it's a pretty good card. Yeah, usually Shermans should be strong against Soviet control. A bit weaker integer France, I think. Although we haven't played against Shermans yet for some reason. Maybe it's just early season. Early season shenanigans. So we probably don't want to play this too early. Skip again. Well, it's gonna be kind of sad if there's from the deep. What the? Is that a broken bot or something? Why do you just like hover over all his cards and then play nothing? What? What is going on right now? I think it's a bot. I think this is a bot. Okay, I mean, if that was a bot, then it's certainly a play. uh, this might actually be a situation where we do this to prevent a crossfire from happening. Well, I mean, he could still make a crossfire happen, but it'll require more tools. This looks like a bot that's like just trying to play every card, though. In his hand. That was not a good showcase of the deck. Alright, let's do one more. Almost at the 1 hour mark for this video. Do 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 do. We're just like hard looking for one drops. Sturmies and Calliope are good into air though. Let's just hope it's not air. Well, I mean, potential Lotusfard next turn, but other than that, gonna be waiting for something of more substance. Calliope. Okay. Let's go ahead with that then. There's no guard or any synergy with adjacent US units, so I'm just gonna spread out my stuff. I mean, it just has to be this, right? Do I go face? Let's not be greedy. Let's make the trade. Japan ally garrisons? The heck is going on? It's gonna make that trade and then Monty. So yeah, I guess he might have the countermeasure that spawns a garrison and gives you +2 HP. So normally, if he wasn't floating credit, I would try to move up this up. You know what? What I could still do is M10 to prevent the draw, but I think I'd rather save the M10 to get through guards. I'm just gonna go ahead and hit face now. Whoa, calm before the storm. Okay. The heck? Um, hmm. Still not convinced that. Okay, maybe that unit is just worth M10ing now. Problem is, it doesn't really fit the rest of my curve. And I probably just have like lethal next turn if I save M10 to get through a guard. As I was saying. Oh, we're actually missing a damage though. Damn, that kind of sucks. Hmm. Well, I mean, this is also a lethal opportunity. Should I go for this? Lethal, I mean, nope. Nope. That's a bullet dodger. Um, at this point, damn, he's really hanging on. Floating 2 credits as well. I'm just curious if he was running the garrison countermeasure. Or like merchant navy. Yeah, it's called entanglement. Entanglement and echelon. Huh. Ooh, it's a guard deck with royal Wiskens. I like it, I like it. Wait, hold on a second. The garrison combo with defeat and detail. That is 200 IQ. That is mind-blowing, actually. Garrison with defeat and detail. I might just have to steal this deck and try it out. All right. Anyways, went off on a little bit of a tangent, but there you go. That's the showcase of the budget version of 2 Finnish Ally mid-range decks. I think Finland Ally right now just has some really good cards that are also not high rarity. Like, there's just so many good mid-range cards. T26 is really good. It trades up. 1/3 tank that trades up. A lot of Sprite is insane in mid-range mirrors, and just like good in general. Um, Sturmy, I mean, like, honestly, like it's kind of self-explanatory why all these Finnish cards are just kind of busted. Like, just if you just look at this card, it is 4/3 and it has Blitz and Shock, and it draws a card. You discard it, but only at the end of your next turn, so you have a full turn and a half to play with it. Like, this can get you like +2 in card advantage. The If someone pushes like a 4 health unit to the front line, and you just play this, trade it in. You still have a 4-3 on the battlefield because of its shock. So you already just went 1 for 0. You destroyed an enemy unit for free. And it also draws you a card, so you just get a free card. And card draw is like a premium effect. This is just kind of insane. And I'd be surprised if this doesn't get nerfed in the future. So yeah, if you want to build your own mid-range deck, and if you're on like or if you're just on a budget, I definitely recommend building a deck with Finnish ally. So yeah, that's gonna be the video. GG's, and see you guys in the next one.